Mario's Grand Adventure is a Super Mario World ROM hack by the one and only Apple Boy. It's been a while since I played a Mario World hack. I'm definitely far more partial towards the 3D side of things, which you may have picked up on by now. I don't know if I disclosed this information previously, but I actually happen to live in the third dimension. Still, I like to dabble in the second dimension every now and again, and Mario's Grand Adventure is a Super Mario World hack that was recently brought to my attention. And it's real good, yo. Grand Adventure is a good ass hack, and if you play it on computer, then you won't be whack. Next to Mario 64, I feel like Super Mario World is one of the landmark video games when it comes to having an active and passionate hacking community, which is probably why Nintendo stopped trying to fight it and instead made their own 2D Mario level creator and sold it, which is one of the best moves they ever made. Maybe one day they'll make their own user-friendly version of Toad's Tool 64 so you can make 3D levels too. I mean, I could also binge Kaze's hacking streams and learn the entire C language just by pure observation, but that's for another day when I'm not tired. Or stupid. Mario's Grand Adventure tells the story of how Mario and Luigi fly to Fungus Islands to liberate them from the colonial clutches of Bowser Jr. and his crazy Koopa clan. That's KKK for short. It really is a grand adventure that is going to take you all over the world. I'm talking desert level. I'm talking water level. I'm talking underground level. I'm talking icy snow level. I'm talking jungle level. I'm talking beach level. I'm talking stupid ass crabs that pop up out of the ground 3 inches in front of you level. I'm talking hell level, and you're not gonna believe this, I'm also talking Mario level. I guess you could say this is a Mario game. By the end of it, you really do feel like you've been everywhere. The variety on display is pretty great, and the efficient pacing means that no one setting overstays its welcome and gets old. It isn't just a collection of new levels though. There are numerous gameplay innovations to bring it up to the standard of a contemporary 2D Mario game. You got wall jumps, you got raccoon suit, you can do a little spin in midair, which I'm at least 40% sure you couldn't do in the original game. Alright, I'll stop. It also has a really cool feature where enemies drop coins when you kill them with a fireball, which gives a greater incentive to attack because you can rack up extra lives that way. And you're gonna need those because some of the bosses in this hack are total dickheads, but we're gonna circle back to that later. Levels have secrets in them, which are full of coins for precious 1-ups. There's no high score system, which I assume was omitted because nobody gives a shit about that. But the Yoshi coins make a comeback. Granted, they got mushrooms on them now, so it's not the same. We also got some enemies that weren't in Super Mario World, or at least I'm 22% sure Shy Guys were not in Super Mario World, but again, I haven't played it in a while. But either way, I guess they can come. They're cool. The graphics are one of the most impressive things about this game. Even though they're not particularly ambitious, they're utilized very effectively. I especially love this darkened level with all the purple rain. It paints a decidedly humid picture. Then there's the desert level with the heat waves twisting and warping in the background. A lot of the sprite work seems to be borrowed from other Mario games, more specifically the Mario Adventure Collection Stars pack thing. I totally don't remember the name of that game. What am I even talking about? Mario All-Star. Toads show up every now and again and have some funny dialogue to accompany them. Functionally, they're not so different from signposts, but putting those words in the mouth of a toad gives the game just a little bit more personality. I think for me though, what really makes the presentation is the backgrounds. They really do paint a picture, literally. They really nail the sense of place and depth and atmosphere. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, the game has graphics. But perhaps more importantly, the game has music, and it's real good. The Super Mario World sound font is remarkably malleable, and these non-Super Mario World songs lose almost none of their efficacy that they had in their original iterations. One area where a lot of Super Mario World hacks, and really hacks in general, tend to struggle is balancing the difficulty. Although it is worth noting that I am not the best guy at 2D Mario. A couple months ago, I finally beat Super Mario Bros. 3 on original hardware without save states, just barely, and I do not understand how I didn't get a brain tumor at any point during that playthrough. My skill issue aside, I don't think it's a stretch to say those old 2D Mario games were tough. Tougher than you remember. The easiest 2D Mario game is honestly probably harder than the hardest 3D Mario game. 2D Mario makes Elden Ring look like Super Mario Bros. 1, which is what I would say if Mario wasn't actually harder than Elden Ring. Mario's Grand Adventure is a funny situation where it actually gets easier as you go further. It hits you with a maulingly infuriating boss at the beginning, which almost made me break my controller, and then there's this spinning Ouija head that can shoot 5 anti-air projectiles at once while spinning across the map like a madman, and he takes 38 hits to kill. But all of the bosses, aside from those exceptions, are completely manageable. On the whole, this is almost definitely one of the least annoying hacks I played as far as difficulty is concerned. It's surprisingly good in that respect. The crabs on the beach are a dickhead though. You gotta be real slow and careful in this one. Like I said in my previous video, one of the biggest reasons I gravitate towards ROM hacks is because I often feel like I've played every video game and it's all starting to blend together. This is the power of hacks and mods, because even though I generally like the vanilla games in question, I've usually been through them so many times that any changes and innovations upon those games is welcome. And the combination of all the new moves in varied locations makes for a pleasantly surprising piece of work that doesn't feel like a game I've already been through 87 times. The additional dynamic of wall jumps and spinning in the air makes the game far more open to experimentation, which means if a shitty boss is really giving you issues, you now have the option to leverage these new moves to try and get the better of them. And the audio-visual aspect of the game makes it enjoyable just to go through the world. So, yeah, it's a pretty good hack, I guess. And if you're in the market for a new Super Mario World hack that you haven't played yet, I would recommend giving this one a shot. As for me, I'm kind of in the mood for more Super Mario World stuff, so if you have any other recommendations for SMW hacks, definitely hit me up because I will be all over that shit. Otherwise, tune in next week when I talk about something really obscure and niche like Halo or something. I don't know yet, but I'm working on it. In any case, Mario's Grand Adventure is a lot of fun, and if you haven't played it yet, you should give it a run. Grand Adventure is pretty dang good. If I got to play a sequel, then I probably would. Grand Adventure is the game for me, and it's way more fun than Witcher 3.